Those are my audience impression.
We are in the building. The Men on the Internet podcast is back. This week's episode is brought to you by me.
Right on.
And Chris.
Thanks.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How are you?
Me?
Yes.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking, my guy.
My man?
Still alive.
Okay. So a couple weeks ago you went to
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And it's a place that like you only think about when someone else goes there. How is it? Is it really beautiful?
So it's amazing. Sam would love it. Wow. I enjoyed Sam.
Why would I love it?
Red America over there. Let me tell you, it's amazing. I had an amazing time. Not just because of politics or whatever. We were hosted by, I was out there for training, and my sales manager is out there. He invited us to his home and stuff like that. And we were just out there barbecuing, grill, all this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden his whole neighborhood just started showing up. And it was just like a block party. Like everybody was having a good time talking. Everybody has a golf cart out there. Wow. So I'm over there hopping into random neighbors' golf carts. They're taking me around, showing me the neighborhood, all this kind of stuff, telling me stories. A lot of ex-military people there. A lot of hunting is big out there and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
they set us up in a beach house that's literally a block away from the beach. So every single morning I ran on the beach. I did like a workout on the beach. I was at the beach every single time at night. I would walk down the beach after we were done with everything, and then like the neighborhoods would just do their own fireworks shows. Wow. So you get to see the fireworks. I'm in the ocean watching the fireworks. Like I just had a great time. Like overall, it was great.
So that's South Carolina?
Yes.
How long were you there?
I was there for a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn. I need to go there.
Yeah, it's a great time. Like especially for guys like you and me that could assimilate to whatever.
Yeah.
You'll have a great time.
Do they have women?
I saw I was actually
Women.
yeah, I mean it's not, I wouldn't say it's like ridiculously diverse, but it's it's out. Yeah, definitely you could see some, they do stand out. Like you guys would stand out.
Okay. Maybe I won't go.
No, but in the sense that but I didn't hear anybody feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, okay. I think it's very much just everybody wants to get along with everybody. And you spent a lot of time in Utah. I think it'd probably be pretty similar to that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a while to see a black in Utah.
Yeah.
It took me.
Well, and there's a lot. I mean, most of Myrtle Beach is going to be mostly tourists, right? Because a lot of the tourist industry out there is really big because people come in for the beaches and stuff like that. So, but yeah, overall, I had a great time. I would go back. Dude, the beach houses out there are way more affordable than the beach houses out here.
Really?
Yeah. It was just a good vibe. And, people's houses there were, 4 or 5 bedrooms for $500,000.
Wow.
$400,000 in a really great neighborhood. Amazing, size. It's just a different world, man.
Nice.
That's what's up. Myrtle Beach, everybody. This episode is brought to you by Myrtle Beach. You can send the check. Okay, we just Studio 71. Thank you. All right. So this week we had a really good episode. Last week, we were chatting about the old dating life as seasons change and come and whatnot. I want to ask you guys something I experienced a long time ago.
Many years.
If you guys paid attention to the last episode, anytime you hear the cough, that means it really happened last week.
No comment on that.
You think COVID, it's just lying.
But it didn't happen last week. I went on a date one time with a 23-year-old.
Okay. How old were you at the time?
30.
Okay.
And she said...
7-year difference.
Yeah. And so she said to me, I have daddy issues. And that's why I'm on a date with you, because you're old and you have money.
Ouch.
Where did you take her to?
Let me see. Let me recap.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Red Lobster. Sorry, that's my dog.
Goodness. All right, let me see. I took her to a restaurant.
Could we
Like-
take it back a little bit?
Yeah.
What was the conversation leading up to you wanting to take her out? Because we know you're big about the conversation. You don't just jump into the date. Do you remember? Like, what intrigued you about her?
Well,
All right, so superficial only.
Please continue.
She was hot. She had titties.
That's
she had
what I
ass.
wanted to know.
Well,
So this didn't go through the 27-point Kelby check that Moses to go through. She was able to just bypass that. Yo, we don't care if you can't pass the smog check. Here's your license and registration.
she was very, very pretty.
Very, very pretty.
I only
She
saw
had
her
the
once.
face card that didn't decline.
She had the face, but what I will say is, because I met her on Instagram,
Okay.
what she looked like on Instagram,
You don't meet people on Instagram. You slid into her DMs on Instagram.
I did not.
She slid into yours.
You know what I mean?
Hi, excuse me.
So,
Excuse me, Zaddy.
what I will say is,
What?
she looked like in real life and what she looks like
On Instagram.
on Instagram, two different people.
In a good way or bad way?
She's, I mean,
In a different way.
she looks really, really, really good on Instagram.
Okay. And she just looked really good in real life.
Yeah, like nice.
Okay.
So that was a surprise.
All right. Already strike one.
Yeah. We didn't have a bad conversation. But, the thing that I actually think that I really liked was that she was very persistent.
Okay.
Like, let's meet. And each time I was like, oh, I'm not available that day. She was like, if you're not available Friday, how's Sunday?
So she's doing the chasing.
Yeah, so she was doing that. So I was like, that's attractive. That's
You even
cute.
like me?
Yeah, because like there's some
I
girls
coulda
who
told
like
you already from the jump, you should have stayed away from this one.
really.
Yeah. But anyways, go on.
I mean, I only saw that one time, but I spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have already told you, bro. Could have already told you. You have a 27-point process for a reason, Kelby.
Well, sometimes I do say like, all right, I'm gonna talk to you for like 3 days, 2-3 days. Then I'm like, let's just meet. Because I started realizing I spent a lot of time talking to you, and then
But
they
you're
don't pan
usually
out.
in control of that. Let's meet. It's like
yeah, it's always
Starbucks.
me.
It's always like,
Yeah, it's always
you
me.
know what I mean. You're picking the restaurant, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Maybe not Starbucks, but it look cool.
Yeah.
coffee spot.
You're right.
But yeah, so she told me that. So I did end up meeting with her, and we went out to dinner. We had a decent dinner, but that was the first time I ever felt an age gap.
Oh, why?
Ever. I was like, she talks like she's online.
Like LOL.
Nah, like period, and like
That period thing is really, really, really
annoying.
out there right
it's
now.
Annoying. It's annoying.
I don't
That's
get
what
it.
I literally was just talking about this with somebody today, that I was like, I know now it's a complete generation shift because of that period thing. Like, girls are just saying period after everything.
Yeah, or like please. They just say the word please randomly. Like, please.
Like bet? And they just say bet for everything?
Cap's a newer one for me.
Cap
I'm
is
not-
like,
I'm not hip
you
on
know,
Cap.
But that's Cap's got a.
but like men use that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they
Right.
say it fast. I
Right.
think when women say period, it like irks. It just like
Yeah.
irks
Oh,
me
'cause
a
they
little.
emphasize it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like
It's an exclamation
it's
point.
a sentence. Like it's
Yeah.
a long. It means so many things.
Right.
Cap means lie. That's a
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. It's got
And
Fair
men
enough,
say
fair
like
enough.
cap, like, and then it's a rap. When they say period, it could be like.
Exactly.
I so agree with what you're saying. Like no one else can say that better, so I'm gonna just say period. Because and it's like, like,
or the yes.
yeah, all that. Like I was sitting there listening to her talk, and I was just like,
He's got the Kevin Samuels going through his head. This thought right here.
yeah. I mean, it threw me off,
Right.
And I was like, damn, you really are in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Then the next thing that happened was her life problems. They were so silly.
Okay.
Like
Now, let me ask you this question: is she
fine?
Nah, but is she? Hopefully, she was, because clearly,
Yeah, she was bad.
All right, so
But on Instagram,
right. But
in
what I'm
real
asking
life-
is she is she just bringing up these problems, or are you bringing this out of her through questions?
it was a conversation.
Okay, so she's just not like,
You're not
oh,
gonna-
and by the way,
What problems do you have?
No.
Okay,
She
okay,
wasn't trying to get me to pay for it or whatever.
Okay.
But it was something had happened where she hit me up for like 3 weeks, and then I wasn't available any of those times, so she just like disappeared.
okay,
And so I was like, why did you disappear on me? Like each time I gave you exactly what was happening. I might have been busy. I was on a shoot. I was out of town, blah, blah, blah. But like, I'm still like reaching out to you. But after a while, she just like stopped writing me back. And then, so I asked about that. Then she told me about her life. And that's when I was hearing like her problems. I was like, damn, these are such 23-year-old problems. You know what I mean? Like, she had like just moved to LA and she didn't have a car. So she was like worried about paying for Ubers to get to work, and her job only paid like so much, and she's stressed, and like her rent was like $2,700, and I was like, you're really dumb.
your daddy must have money.
You know, but she doesn't have a dad. She does have a dad, but he's a stay-at-home dad, and her mom, like, you know, it was just kind of like, I was like, damn, you got early 20s problems of like moving to a new city and like on a dream, but like not knowing what the dream is, and you know, just like lost in like all this stuff. And I was just kind of like, I ain't had this conversation in a long time,
Right?
You know, because I'm used to dating like 27 and older, who was already like, yeah, I hate my job,
Somewhat established.
You know, like it's
in
like
a routine.
It's a different thing. It's a different conversation. So when she told me the daddy part, like I got daddy issues and I'm looking for an older man with money, I was like thrown off because you said that out loud.
I respect it.
I did too. It took me 30 seconds because I was like, older.
Oh God, here we go.
I was like, I'm not old. You know, that was the first thing. And I was like, who got money?
One, she obviously chose very, very smartly.
Y'all gotta stop. I'm broke, okay?
Right.
But so she told me that, and then I was like, interesting. I kind of like that a little bit. This is the smartest thing you said.
You're not that stupid, are you?
Yeah, you know, she's not done. She's just 23. But so yeah, if they said that to you, what would you say?
So same scenario, right?
Yeah.
I'm clearly haven't talked to her before, all that kind of stuff. So it just came out, right? I'd be like, I'm not the one for you.
Okay.
Because already in that situation, you're not talking about anything that you're bringing to the table, and to like, what's the point in my eyes? That's how I look at it. What's the value to me?
Would you city boy her?
No, I wouldn't even want to. I guess it depends on where I'm at in life.
How fine she is.
Not about the fineness. It's about like, what are my options? Like, am I in a slump right now? like, what am I batting at this part, right? Where is my confidence level
what's a
at?
slump?
Yeah, is this really like, because at this point, she pursued me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be real. I no offense to you, but like, if I'm accepting this, it's probably because I really got too much going on right now. In the sense of women.
Too much going on?
I don't have too many options right now. Right. If I have room for somebody that's approaching me and asking me to go out, right? It's not like I'm on rotation right now with other girls or whatever. Mm-hmm. So if I'm desperate, I'll be like, I'd calculate, I'd do a profit loss report.
Okay.
And then I'd make sure that I understand what I'm gaining.
Okay.
And if the money out is worth, or should I keep the money in? You know what I mean? So it's like, it'd be that. So I really believe wherever your confidence level at will answer that question.
So you might.
If I was.
I got a question for you, but I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna come back to it
All right.
because this is important. Sam, what would you do?
I'd be like, I gotta take this call. You gotta go outside. I got an emergency. My family's dead.
Oh, I've been on one of those where her family was dead.
Oh,
Yeah, they weren't dead.
nah.
They was trying to go home.
No, like I do the same thing. I do a cost analysis. I'm like, like is having sex with a girl worth it for all this shit? No.
But what is it though? Like, what is the?
There's, I've learned that there's a lot of drama that comes with it, and as soon as you nut, orgasm, all of it's like, oh
It's
god.
really just how much the money's important. If you got it,
That's it.
that's it.
If
At
you're
this
willing
point,
to spend it.
it's transactional. You know what I mean? You're paying. It's just like purchasing anything else. You know what I mean? You just gotta decide if it's worth.
That's the statement right there.
Yeah.
Let me give you one. Okay.
But where I
Giving you flowers,
where I said that I respect her is at least she's putting it out there. You
That's
know what I
what I
mean?
feel,
There's
yeah.
a lot of people that are doing that same thing, but they're doing it trying to act like I really care about you, all of the feelings and all that. Nah, she's putting it out there. Look, I'm looking for this type of relationship right now.
Yeah.
I'll do this. Be your candy on your arm, and we could do this. But what I need you is to pay this, pay that,
Yeah.
pay that, right?
Yeah.
So at least you know what you're getting into at that point.
Chris,
Hello.
as the youngest person here,
Yeah.
23 years
It
old.
would be a little weird if 21-year-old was like, because it's a 7-year difference, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a 21-year-old would be like, don't you have to get to class? Like, what are you doing? Like,
Well, I mean, a 23-year-old isn't that much.
it's not as different.
It's like,
right?
don't you need to get to work?
but okay, what would you do if she told you that?
I don't know.
You smash.
No. No. I guess I won't fucking answer then.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'd probably do the same thing. Just be like, is it really worth it? I don't know. It's different. I don't know. I'm not old like you guys, so.
I'm not old, first of all.
I'm old.
I'm
I never seen her. I didn't see her again.
right on.
How did you feel in the moment?
So the first, this is awful. The first thing that came to mind was, I mean, if you look the way you did on
Instagram.
Instagram,
be a different-
That's not awful.
Yeah,
That is not
thought
awful.
about it.
That is
If you-
realistic. It's a realistic thing to assume.
I'm with you because at that point you've made it that this is completely transactional. So this isn't human beings anymore. This is a service, goods, all that kind of stuff. So now I'm paying for something. I want it to be exactly what I need it to be. This is otherwise we need to change the cost of whatever this is.
The false advertising.
The second thing on my mind was, I can't depart with my money like this because I didn't work too hard for it, and what am I paying for? Like
Right.
nails and hair and your expensive rent, like for what?
Right.
You know. So no, and that's why I never saw her again. I was just kind of like, I think I'm cool on this.
But there's a avenue for that. There's a guy that I used to work with that he's older than me, right? He's probably in his 50s, very well off, and married, has kids, but
You know what I mean?
has side pieces. And he tells them, look, he tells them exactly, yeah, I am married, but that's not what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking to create a relationship that'll bring joy, abundance, all these things to your life. This is what I'll offer you for our relationship, and it'll be what it is. I'm being completely honest with you. This is what you'll gain from the situation. This is what I expect from the situation. And he finds girls that are down for it.
Does his wife know?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that, like, for that woman, if you end up listening to this podcast, don't give up hope. There are men out there that you can find this from
That could pay you.
Yeah, like, look,
okay.
I'm not mad at it. At the end of the game, like, look, if there's money to be made, you could make a hustle out of it, whatever. If you're okay with it, everybody's understanding of the situation, then cool. Like I said, I respect her for being upfront and honest about it. I guarantee you that there will be a man maybe she needs to go a little bit older than 30, because I think 30, you're still, I'd be thinking the same way that you're thinking.
Yeah.
But if you go 40, 45, 50, now at this point, they're looking for something only that. They don't want all the extra, like, because at 30, 35, 38, for me, I still want the girlfriend experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At 40, 45, 50, they're not necessarily needing all that because they have life.
Yeah,
you know
life is already set up.
So they're just looking for the, hey, eye candy, make me feel young. Let's do this. We could go out and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, they could afford, and they're willing to offer whatever you need to, you know, be comfortable in that lifestyle.
There's a lyric that came out. This is gonna be interesting to hear. The lyric is, "If I get caught cheating, that doesn't mean I don't love you." Mm-hmm. Have you ever cheated on somebody that you loved, Sam?
I have never cheated. I've never cheated on a girlfriend.
Same.
What's the question?
Tread
Never
lightly.
cheated.
Tread lightly. Is what it says.
So the question is, have you ever cheated on somebody that you loved?
Correct.
In the moment or in retrospect now?
Both.
Whoa, I don't know. Wait, what does that mean?
So in the moment, I thought that I was in love with it.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so, yes, I have in the moment. In retrospect, I realized I wasn't really love. So, because if I was really in love, I wouldn't have cheated.
But at the time, you felt guilty, though.
Yeah. I don't even know if I.
I mean, after the.
Yeah, I don't
exploded.
even think I did, man. I think I was just an asshole back then. So, yeah, I think that and in the moment I was like, yeah, I love this girl, but I was still being reckless because ego, insecurities, all that kind of stuff.
Is that when you told me about the shower trick?
Yeah, I was probably hanging around with a lot of people that were influencing in a different way too.
So I've known Suneil for about 10 years. And one time we went to Laguna,
Nigel.
no, San Diego.
Weren't we in the Bay? Was it in San Jose? Oh no, it was San Diego.
San Diego. Went to San Diego for a few days, work trip. So we met at work. And he was just dropping game upon my head top. And one of the things that he told me was, look, if you're gonna cheat on your girl, when you go when you go home, don't take a shower. You gotta, if you just had sex with another girl, you need to go home and have sex with your girl. Right then, right there. Because her mindset is, no man is that slimy to be with one girl and then be with me.
You have to be that slimy.
That you have to be. There's no man that is that much of a dirtball.
Oh,
and I was like, I think I'd asked him, like, don't you go home and take a shower? He was like, nah. That's not how you do it. So he told me that, like
I said, this was
Where's the trick?
It's an old.
Well, no, because the
times.
thing about it is, like, if you took a shower, then they're like, what? So if
What
you
you
go
need a shower for?
if you go home and fuck them. Like, you can't just have sex with them. You gotta fuck them so that they're like, wow, they really. Like, because they wouldn't think that you had
Wow,
that
they love
energy and
me
all this
so
kind
much.
of stuff. Like, you
He's
know,
still
they
backing
just
up his
thinking about
theory.
me and all that kind of stuff. But if you go home, take a shower, then get in bed and try to, like, half-ass it, then they're like, well, where's all your energy? Like, why? You haven't seen me in so, like, you know what I mean? Like, all this kind of
This
stuff.
only works for young men, old guys.
But that was old Suneil.
Yeah,
that was old
this is old,
Suneil.
old young,
We've learned.
whorish.
We've learned.
This is this is when I had a lot of hormones flowing, and it
So
was
for anybody
it was a
who's in
horrendous
that
area,
who's in that part of life right now,
yeah.
this is advice for
Don't
you.
shower.
Don't shower and fuck.
Or just don't cheat on your girlfriend. Don't
cheat
have
on
a girlfriend. How about that?
Damn,
But
that's
I
probably
do-
can't
easier.
cheat on him.
I do
Probably
have.
easier.
Was that the question that you wanted to ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
If have you ever cheated on somebody that you love?
Yeah, so I have a question because, like, I think you and me are the only ones that are dating right now. And one thing that I am noticing is, like, there's a lot of trauma out there. Just like people with trauma. And one thing that I am noticing is that more and more people are open to discussing their trauma and talking about their trauma. And it kind of sparked from what you were talking about right now, right? With the young girl saying that I have daddy issues and this is what I want. So here's where it's coming from. Like, having trauma to me doesn't necessarily mean you're undateable.
Right. It's a natural part of life.
However, some trauma is undateable. You know what I mean? And so my thing is, how open and how early should you be discussing trauma?
Men don't get to have trauma.
Go ahead.
Men do not get to have trauma in relationships. We don't get that. Women, if you tell them your trauma, like, yeah, I got, raped and all this, like if you tell them shit, they're like, oh, I don't want that anymore. Mm-hmm. For guys, we can hear all the trauma in the world. We're like, I'm still horny. Yeah, I'll deal with it.
So then maybe let me rephrase this question, because I do agree with you. I think that when men discuss their trauma, it shows weakness, right? Mm-hmm. And I see this thing on Instagram all the time, is like a man that is able to get through his own trauma alone is a dangerous man, because he's had more conversations with himself than he's had with any other person on the planet. And I thought that was powerful, because I do think a lot of men deal with things on their own, and maybe that, I don't think that should be the way, right? Because we definitely should talk about it and normalize it and be able to do that. But we are talking in a dating setting where put your best foot forward, right? You're interviewing for a job at this point. Let me rephrase the question. How much trauma can a girl speak about before you think she's too broken to date?
Risk reward, I guess.
This makes me think about one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Right.
It's all going to be on your personal viewpoint on A, what the trauma is, B, if you're equipped to deal with it.
So can I tell you the situation and let's talk about it?
Yep.
All right. So this is something that happened recently. So girl, she's been single for maybe 4 years. She was married, had a few children, got into another relationship, but that relationship was toxic. And that one is the one that left more scars even from the marriage. All right? Mm-hmm. She's talking about the trauma. She's very into girls, hasn't dated, isn't comfortable dating, doesn't know what to do in dating, is confused how guys, like people are dating and all this kind of stuff, right? One of her red flags for me, like she told me a red flag of mine, was that I do too much. Like I go out, all this kind of stuff, right? So I'm
like your social life is too active.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that, like, not a red flag, but just for her, because she's very much at home and all this kind of stuff, lives through her kids and all that kind of stuff. Mm. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is not a girl that's open to dating, but she's fine. Right? And I feel like I could save, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we could heal together, you know what I mean? But
I'll do less for you.
But I knew that this wasn't gonna be something that worked out. It didn't even get to the first date before she shut down completely because I said the wrong thing or whatever. So my thing was that really sparked me to be like, bruh, you already knew all of this. Why'd you even waste your energy, like, to try to take this somewhere? Even if it went through a date, went through a few weeks, few months, whatever, eventually it would have gotten to a place where it was like, she's just not ready. You know what I mean? So back to the question is, how much trauma would you be willing to at least start something with?
Okay. Some years ago, I dated somebody who was a victim of incest rape. Mm-hmm. Sorry if that's the word I had to use. And her family member got her pregnant.
Wow.
And she kept the baby. And she was a prostitute and a drug addict and da. And I said, she did the work to change her life, and I thought that her resilience and her ability to go through all that stuff and still make it out was admirable. And I said, I like her. And so I'm going to pursue her. I wouldn't do that today. And I think there are some people who need to have a similar background to be able to handle that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And when it ended and she moved on to a different person, she told me, we have a similar background. So he gets me. I think learning about someone's trauma early on gives you the opportunity to make the best decision, especially today when trauma is such a hot button issue for people.
It's popular
because some people may feel like they were deceived because some people didn't talk about all the crap that was going on inside of them. Mm-hmm. And when it all came out in a terrible way.
Right.
That affected them poorly. So I think it's good to talk about that kind of stuff early on if they're comfortable, so that you can not say I like this or I don't like this, but to say I'm fully equipped enough to handle this situation, or I'm not, and I'm not going to be a resource for you in the future.
Now, do you feel like you already have to come equipped with that, or can that be something you learn on the way?
It depends on what the problem is.
Right.
You know,
so let's do this. Because you said you did it, you went through it, right? And now you wouldn't.
No.
Now, are you talking about that specific trauma or just?
Yeah, like the heaviness of what she went through,
right,
was so heavy. Mm-hmm. Her life was so dark that it would, like, even me thinking about it was just too much, you know. And
so you don't look at it as like it's a red flag, the fact that she's bringing up something so heavy so early on. You're just more like, I just don't think this is going to work because I will never be what you need me to be.
Yeah, correct.
Because I don't know how to be that.
Correct. And I need to know that. Now, again, if they're comfortable telling them that. But, like, I kind of can understand why that woman would tell you that you going out so much is a red flag for her. Because you going out as a 38-year-old as much as you do and being active and all that stuff, you only doing that because of where you are in life.
Right.
If you had a wife and kids, you'd go home to them.
For sure.
But you have time on your hands.
Right.
So you're out and about. But so in her mind, she's like, I don't want to pull you away from that because now I'm completely shifting your life. And what if you don't like it? Right. And it's also not your life. It's the life that I had to put on you.
For sure. And she asked me that. She actually brought it up in that way too. And she said, you know, why would you want to date somebody that has 2 kids? And I was telling her that, like, one, I'm 38. Finding girls that have the same kind of, like, mental capacity that aren't, like, super young, that don't have kids is, you know, it's not. It's pretty much at my age, I should have already have kids right now, right? So I don't look at a woman that has kids as undateable. And then 2, it's like I told her the same thing that you just said. Like, right now I'm a product of my circumstances. Like, if I am somebody that likes to just stay at home, but right now staying at home is just with myself. Like, I'd much rather, you know, go out there and try to find people to spend time with and all that kind of stuff, because you do need that. But if I had somebody, I would more than likely just, you know, be involved with just them, and my plans would revolve around, you know, whatever we do together. So,
and sometimes that they don't like that.
Yeah,
you know,
but with her, it ended up just being like she was waiting for
the perfect,
not for the perfect person. She was waiting for, like, she, in her head, dating doesn't work. Like she's telling me, you know, I'm already ready to be the cat woman. I'm getting more cats. Like I'm gonna be alone forever. All that kind of stuff. Like she's already in. So she's closed.
That's more
off.
of a red flag to me than anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I knew it was more of the challenge. I think looking back, it's just like, all right, you know what I mean. But
something about the challenge.
So she's just like waiting for me to say the wrong thing, and I said something and it was like wild too, man. Because like we were about to meet. I hadn't seen her. Like we met on like a dating app a long time ago, but we never like things fizzled off because I was talking to somebody else at the time or whatever. And then so I don't have the dating app anymore. So I was just like, yo, just send me a picture so I remember what you look like. And that was fine. She sent me a picture. And then we were like flirtatious, like it was like sexual talking, all that kind of stuff. I was like, but what that look like from the side though? That was game over. She's like, this isn't gonna work. I'm like, all right.
Instantly?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then she was like, and you know what sucks, Suneil, is because my ass is nice. I'm like, what?
All right then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just looking for a reason.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It probably wasn't that though.
Huh?
It probably wasn't what you
She
said.
was triggered. She's jaded.
No. So this is what I've experienced. It's not what you just said that did it. It was something else you said. Something else.
And she was just waiting for a reason that made it feel.
Waiting. Like, here's my out.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: as Sam is a person who's been in the streets, have you ever? Okay, so me personally, I don't like to be somebody's trauma,
Okay.
and I don't like being the person that when I'm dating multiple people to get really intimate with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's the next level when feelings start coming about and
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
It could get messy.
Yeah, it could get messy, and it just, you know, imagine if you went on a different date with a different person, but you just slept with the person the night before and all that. Have you ever considered that, or were you back in your single days did you not even care about that? Because I brought that up to my barber, you know, when I was like seeing multiple people, and he was like, "You must be." Yeah, I mean, dusting and busting, and I was like, no, I'm actually trying to not do that because I don't want to be the reason somebody's upset with me or angry with me, and at the same time too, like, what is that bringing to me? Do you know what I'm saying? So have you ever experienced that?
I'm trying to like process my past, but I think yes. I think I was more like you. I didn't just bust guts every other day with different people. I was always like trying to like be singular. You know, like I'll talk to a few women at the same time, but not like you. I think I only did that one weekend. I like
Ran through them.
I ran through them, but I was feeling crazy. But yeah, usually I try to get to know them.
What was it? Oh, let me not ask.
Go for it.
What was their address?
No,
What are they doing tonight?
I was gonna say, what was the number for the weekend?
I think it was 3.
Okay, so you had a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like I was done. I was like, I'm never doing that again. That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't
How old
feel
were you?
icky. 23, 22. I don't know. I was a young man.
Atta boy.
I was young. I can do it. And like I was very, I was still
Get that out your system.
What was your craziest consecutive?
In a weekend?
Yeah, sure. I guess in a week. Like, what's your craziest in a week?
Oh, how many girls in a week?
Yeah,
I know, it's still 3.
and you?
So what, we going Saturday to Saturday?
Sure.
Let me like 7, 8.
Goodness gracious.
I didn't have time for that.
he says 7 8. Oh, I forgot the girlfriend.
Nah, I wasn't have a girlfriend at this time.
Golly.
This
Okay.
is college, bro.
That's true that you're the or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I had to cram it in my weekend.
let me tell you,
Yeah.
you guys are very mature, right? I was very immature, right? So
I don't know what I am.
in my mind, and maybe it was from insecurities, maybe it was from like coming from a very conservative raising, so I didn't have that opportunity to really like spread my wings. And also the influences around me, right? I'm around a lot of whores, right? In front of my friend circle.
Okay.
So that are all older. I was the youngest, right?
Ah, okay.
So it was all about the body count. Like it was not even about the woman. It was not even about how, it was the ability to, and just do it. Like it was, I couldn't even tell you their names most of the time, but I could count the number.
Oh my God.
Right. So it was like, that was the story that we would tell. And it's terrible. Like anybody that dated me during these years, like God bless you. Like you guys are saints. Like there's absolutely every reason why you should have dropped me the way that you dropped me and never talked to me again. But
so you didn't go through this experience that I'm going through.
No, but that's how I am now. Like how you are now is how I am now. Like, and it's not only because of the trauma thing. For me, it's not. Casual sex isn't. So what I mean by casual sex is sex with somebody that you don't know. Like you don't have the opportunity to get to know, like discuss things to make the sex better and stuff like that. Not necessarily like I don't consider friends with benefits casual sex, because you're having sex with the same person, you could get better at the sex, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm still cool with friends with benefits, but random sex to me is not enjoyable because the sex isn't enjoyable anymore. Remember back then, I didn't give a fuck about the sex. It was about the
number.
It was about the planting the flag, you know, like you can do it. It was the chase and it was hunting, right? Whereas now, but I can't even think, like all of those random hookups, none of them were memorable in the sense like I was like, yo, this is great sex. You know, my greatest sexual experiences are from somebody that I was able to do it with multiple times, that we're figuring each other out. Like there's emotions involved, or like she knows what I like, I know what she likes. So it makes it like overall much better. So for me, that's more enjoyable than just like one night stands and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's where it comes from, not necessarily the trauma thing for me, at least.
Okay. And back to you, Sam. So so did you go through that like hands off? Because I know for me, lately I've been having a hard time connecting. You know, just being like, there are people that I like. I can seriously say, like, I look at you, we have a really good time together, but I kind of have to be hands off because something is not right with me. I'm not like there. I'm not snapped on. So I'm really scared.
To anybody or just specific person?
Yeah, no, to anybody.
Right.
Because I'm like,
I know why. Let's talk about it.
well, okay.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm at the point now where like I don't think it's fair if I like engage in anything with anybody because it doesn't tell the right message. I can like you, I do, but at the same time, like I don't want to showcase that, and then you have these like really, really, really strong feelings for me, and I can't replicate that because I know there's something inside of me that says this is gonna fail, or I'm not prepared for this at the moment when I thought I was.
I think I feel you. I think I understand. Like if you can't give 100, you're like, oh, I better.
Yeah.
I better not.
Yeah, because it's not fair.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
How comfortable are you with friends with benefits?
I don't like it.
I prefer it.
Why?
I don't like it because I think because as a guy, I can pretty easily keep my feelings away. But on average, the other party can't over X amount of time.
That is a fallacy that men need to realize is not true.
At least in my experience.
But you've never experienced it the way that you should set up a friends with benefits. So a friends, like usually people try to do friends with benefits and the boyfriend girlfriend experience it's like we were trying to date, it didn't work out, so I just want to keep the friends with benefits, but all that lingering shit never got talked about, right? Or discussed in a way where it become more logical decision than an emotional decision. So what I'm saying is, maybe where you're at right now, you're talking about you're still dealing with whatever you're dealing with that won't allow you to be the right type of person for anybody. So it's not like any girl, it's not their fault. It's just like not. There's nothing that they could do to make you, like, you got to fix yourself first before you could be out there. So some might ask, why are you dating in the first place, right? That's what I'm saying. Friends with benefits. So if you meet somebody who...
I kind of cut the dating off, though.
That's smart. It's smart if you're not in a place that you can get. But what I'm saying is, I think that friends with benefits as you get older becomes more and more of a reasonable thing, because there are absolutely a lot of women out there that aren't in that are in the same place. They're not physically able to, because of whatever they're dealing with, to be able to give the whole themselves to be a good partner in a relationship. However, they could do it in moments based off of whenever it's ready. So if you discuss it with the right type of person, somebody that you have some kind of connection with, but you just know both of you guys maybe aren't emotionally in a place to be able to be in a relationship, and you discuss it like that, what would you need? What are you looking for out of this? What am I looking for out of this? And actually discuss it, think about it, all that kind of stuff. It can work.
Have you ever been in one where you dated another person? Where you were still dating?
So for me, that's where it wouldn't work, right? So I don't want to, me personally, if I have a friends with benefits, I'm not a high caliber individual to be able to date at that moment, because whomever I'm dating isn't getting 100% of me. So I look at myself as a low caliber individual, that I'm not giving you the best version of myself. So why would this work? You know what I mean? So for me, I don't believe in having friends with benefits and dating. I do believe in healing yourself while having a friends with benefits.
I'll say this. I also think it may not work for me, because I don't think that I'm looking for that. I might fall into the category of looking for something more serious, and I could easily slip into it and think it's gonna go that way, and then end up getting hurt myself.
Got you.
But like there might come a time where I will want to see other people, and then I think it'll become difficult for me to like separate from this person and try to meet new people. It's like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're thinking of it still in the sense that it started off as an emotional choice. It wasn't. This is completely logical. So part of it is, excuse me, the moment that you find somebody, or you feel like you're dating or whatever, you tell me, and then it's done. Right? And if I feel that way, I tell you, and then it's done. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. So, and it's very much like, you're not texting all the time. It's not like, call me when you need an emotional thing. Nah, this is literally what it is.
Meet me.
Hey, we could go out tonight, do something, and then, it's going to be about that, right? So it's not like the emotion stuff.
Could you do that?
What?
Could you be in one of those?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever been?
I've had friends with benefits. I prefer it over hooking up with random people, because usually, trying to think of my friends with benefits. I've had a few.
And they were okay?
Yeah.
Ended fine?
Yeah. I'm still on good terms with them.
So you could do that?
Yeah, I could do that. I'm not sure about other people, because I'm pretty good about it. I'm pretty good about... Well, I've learned more things as I've come along, but it's like, if you're going to be the bad guy, be the bad guy from the beginning. Like, if you being in the friends with benefits going to lead you looking like the bad guy eventually, because obviously you're going to change your mind. You're either going to not want to be with her anymore, or move on to someone else. Whatever it is, you're going to be the bad guy. So just do it from the beginning, if that makes sense.
I've told people in the past, like, I'm just emotionally in a place where I don't feel like, I feel like I need to work on a lot of things before I could be in a relationship, but this is what I'm open to.
You telling them that?
Mm-hmm. Especially if there was like a connection or something when we went out on a date, and I've realized this about myself, I'll tell them, and you'd be surprised how many times they'll come back like a week later and be like, you know what you were talking about? That does sound like it makes sense for me as well. Because there's things that I need to work on before I think just as you get older, it makes a lot more sense. Because people don't want all of the baggage that comes with being in a relationship, but people still want to have sex. So it's easier. Like when you're younger, everybody's maybe still looking for like that hope to be in a marriage and relationship, all that kind of stuff. But as you get older, there's people that are like accepting where they are in life and just like, this is fine. And, you know, having a designated dick or, you know, designated vagina is cool for me in the moment, right? And then eventually when I feel like I'm ready or open to dating and meeting new people, then, you know, then I could try it then. But at least, you know, I have certain needs met that I'm not like desperation dating at that point, because you're just trying to get, you know, bust a nut.
Do you ever say, we can't do this every day?
It never works out to where it could be every single day.
But let's say say often. Like you got
want like two, 3 times a week.
Like you don't ever feel like with that much you start feeling like, okay, maybe this could be something more serious. I'm starting to think about them more.
Nah, because you also know like all. So that's asking if sex by itself attaches you to someone. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's not it. What attaches me to someone is the conversation, is the relationship being built through like getting to know someone. So that getting to know your friends with benefit, is that aspect isn't there. Like you're not talking every single day. You're not going to them when you have an issue. They're not coming to you when they have an issue. Like that stuff that I think bonds people, that aspect isn't there. But if maybe you're somebody who associates sex with the bond or needs that, there's a lot of people that are like, I only want to have sex if there's like a, you know, if I love them or whatever it is, or you have that wrapped in your mind, sex needs to be only with someone that you're in a relationship with, then maybe that's possible. But like I said, if it's made as a logical decision, it's easier to not let the emotion get involved.
Do you have to fight yourself?
No. No, like for example, like one situation that I have been in, she never reached out just to say how's your day or anything like that. So there was no connection for me to even like feel.
It's low-key a stranger.
Yeah, but the sex is good because we've, you know, done it a bunch of times. Like she's a cool person, so whenever we are with each other, like the conversation's easy. Like we enjoy each other's company, stuff like that. We used to take trips, like, you know, every now and then and all that kind of stuff. It was just like whenever you wanted the boyfriend girlfriend experience, you could have it, but then you just disappear into whatever, right? So yeah, it was like, but it was what both of us needed at the time, like, or what both of us were capable of handling at the time. And I think, like, I personally believe in all of the situations like that I've been in. Like, it's helped everybody kind of heal and then end up in a better relationship moving forward.
Viewers, listeners, tell us your friends with benefit stories. Have they been positive? Have they been negative? Is that something you would recommend for anybody? Let us know. Drop it in the comments if I can remember to edit this. Interesting perspective. I don't know if me personally,
He got real country real quick. Did you hear that? When'd you get twangy?
Oh, I hear you guys code switching all the goddamn time.
You guys.
I don't code switch. I don't know how, and I do.
I'm from Florida.
That wasn't a Florida
I'm
accent.
from North Florida. So I don't know if I'm the type of person that could do that. I also get jealous. I know that about me. If I see a tatted arm with a rollie in your story, I'm like, who is that? What is?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But that's part.
that thing out of
That's
here.
part of the that's part of the agreement you guys have to make initially. Like most of my friends with benefits, they're not dating either. They're out the dating game, just like I'm out the dating game.
So I'm gonna tell you this. There was a long time ago. I remember talking to this girl, and she was like trying to, you know, make her move on me. And she said it super casually. She was like, if I could get with you, you'll be the third guy for me this month. And I did not like that at all.
Yeah.
I was like, ew.
That's not a friends with benefits.
That means you gotta.
That's
you gotta
somebody
lose
that's in college Suneil years. Like she's just trying to plant her flag and get her numbers up, right?
You know, I was like, that's real nasty. And I was like, what if those guys are with 3-4 other people as well? Like,
that's how it is. Like 10% of the guys are banging 90% of the women. That's how it is.
that's a crazy stat, if that's true.
It's generally, but like they literally say, the guys who are going out trying to fuck every day, they're the ones fucking all the girls.
All the single ones.
All the single ones, yes.
You never know. Yeah, I was gonna say you never know. But she told me that, and I was just kind of like, yuck. But I also, it was like yuck also, because I was like, I kind of feel like I don't want to know about you with other people.
Yeah.
You know?
I just saw this on a podcast. Somebody was talking to Brittany Rayner about men and women. So I forget who it was, and I forget what podcast it was on, but he was like, if you sleep with 300 men and I sleep with 300 women, she was like, how does that make me unvaluable, but for you it's still okay?
Lock and key.
And then what he was saying was, for a man, I still have to be the one that needs to go ask a girl to marry her. A woman can't go ask a man to marry her.
I mean, she can.
She can, but that type of dude isn't the type of dude that you want to marry. Right? So that goes back to the other conversation we were having about like man's man versus non-man's man. A man's man isn't allowing their girl to ask them to get married. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's in his mind was like, that's what makes it different. So I could sleep with however many women, but at the end of the day, it's me asking another woman to marry me, right? So
to stop the train.
Yeah, or like, so however many bodies are in my past doesn't matter because I'm choosing this woman type of thing. You can't choose a man has to choose you, right? And that's where it's like, so a guy knowing that a girl has 300 bodies or whatever it is, like, that makes you unappealing. For a girl, they don't necessarily need to know that because at the end of the day, the guy is like the one asking.
Well, actually, girls prefer it if a guy has a lot of girls because, for one, he's experienced. Two, like, if they want him, what's about that? Like, what's so good about him that all these women want him?
Yeah,
it's biological.
Yeah,
like they want that. Oh, he can
scientific.
Do things. He can do things for me.
Trust the science.
Yeah, trust the science. COVID's real. Cut that out.
I see the point. I don't know if I agree with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's my words.
I don't know if I agree with it, but
which one?
I still have to ask her to marry me because like she could say no. You've been with 300 girls,
right?
You know,
but that's like society. I'm just nature in itself. Like women prefer guys
with a little
who can do
who are seasoned.
Yes, experience. Provider with sexual.
I think also there's this like idea, and I could be wrong. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that people think about this, but a girl being penetrated by 300 different dicks, I think some people look at that affects how that is anymore, right?
Did you see that article?
Where a penis penetrating 300 different vaginas doesn't affect necessarily
how it works,
right? I mean, obviously, you're way more likely to have STDs and all that kind of stuff, right? But I'm just saying, as far as like the feel, right?
Yeah,
is you know there's that. So maybe
I don't know if that's
I don't know if it's true, and I don't know if people even think about it. But
it's fucking true. It is. I've felt it. I've experienced it.
Speak on it, Sam. This is Sam once again.
All right. I had a girlfriend before I went to boot camp, and Chris remembers his girlfriend. And then
Chris is like, why are you bringing me into this?
because he's a pivotal point in the story.
Pivotal.
I just listen, my
He
friend.
was number 299.
He was there.
Put his pivot right in there.
I come back from boot camp, which is exactly 13 weeks. Difference. And Chris told me that she was going around. I'm like, okay. So yeah, there's a difference.
She was coming.
See, all right. Finally backs me up. So
Wait. So what's the difference?
the feel.
Come on.
He's
man.
like, I had her when she was a virgin.
Kill me. Go ahead.
Wait, you had her when she was a virgin?
I did this
Allegedly.
allegedly,
Okay.
and like, cause I'm not a big guy. I'm not Chris. Jeez.
Appreciate you.
Gotcha.
He's been keeping
But
up
like-
that lie for years.
But like when we first had sex, it was nice, very very nice. And then when I got back 3 months later, not as nice. Cause like I'm not out here wrecking girls. They can walk fine the next day. That's good. I do other things.
Right on.
So she was with black
So she was
guys.
messing with Chris a lot, huh?
Yeah.
No, not me.
Nah, Chris is a good Christian boy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Brother in Christ.
I kind of want to ask.
Ass.
Go for it.
Only ass Sam. Only ass
I was
Sam.
going to ask the viewers. I'm going to leave that one alone. Right on, Sam.
No, not right on. I'm saying there's a difference.
I don't know the difference. I mean, because I ain't in the streets like that, but I
Kelvin doesn't
mean,
have sex with a girl twice. Just has it once. So yeah, that must be how it is all the time.
Kelby's a virgin. I don't know what you're talking about.
thank you, Chris. I'm a virgin. I don't do
Did
those.
you go to church
activities.
today?
Did I go to church today? I don't go on Sundays.
Saturday, boy.
Saturday, bro. All right.
But that's what's up.
It's an awkward way to end the conversation,
interesting.
but
That's good.
yeah.
Ended on a high.
Kelby saved this one, huh?
Sure. So, $300,000 to raise a kid.
Probably more than that. So wrap it up. We're protection.
Yeah. Any of y'all having kids in the next 2 years?
Chris.
No.
Chris.
Who
Jessica.
knows? If it's God's will.
Okay.
If it's
I don't
God's
think
will.
God's
I
gonna
don't leave
put
things
you-
up to chance like that.
Yeah.
No.
It's
It's my will that is no.
Yeah.
I mean, but for
yeah,
me, 2 years is like, that gives me
There he
time
goes
to
again.
meet
Switches,
somebody, fall for
Yeah.
somebody, and more than likely is going to be somebody that like would probably want to start that soon. So it
Well,
could
if
be
you're, if you're hanging
possible.
out in Myrtle Beach, you can't get an abortion anyway. So there you go.
It's guaranteed.
Like
It's a lot.
we've been trying to pivot. And Sam just is like, Sam is just
It
not
reminds
letting
me
us.
of,
I got us out. I got us out. But Sam
reminds
keep
me-
trying to pull us back in.
It reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street.
Us.
Have you seen Wolf of Wall Street? Where he's like, some of it is pen. That's true. And the guy just randomly goes, that's facts. All nuns are lesbians. And he's like, who the hell said that? What's wrong with you?
He's the best character.
Oh my God, Sam, you really are. You really are sorely missed when you're not here, bro. You
I
make
leave
the
a
show,
gap.
bro.
I
You
leave a
make
nice-
the show.
I leave
good.
I live a nice 3-month gap, as we're calling it.
All right.
There's a difference.
Yo, but honestly, let's bring it back to reality real quick.
Yeah.
Our podcast is growing.
Yeah.
And it's because of you guys out there that are listening on a weekly basis. We love the feedback. I know Kelby gets a lot of messages from his friends and people that are listening to the show. I get a lot of messages from my friends that are listening to the show, and we love it. What we need you guys to do, though, is not just share it with us, share it with everybody. We want everybody to know what everybody's thinking about it, positive, negative, and everything in between. So what we need you to do is start getting a little more active on our Instagram page at MOI underscore.
There's no underscore.
That's the Twitter. MOI underscore podcast.
On Twitter.
On Twitter. Instagram
Instagram.
is just MOI podcast.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So go there. If you haven't subscribed to us, subscribe. We put up a lot of really funny memes and, what's going on as far as news and pop culture. Comment, like, subscribe. But what we really, really need you to do, wherever you're listening to the podcast, make sure you like it, leave a comment, leave a review, and I need you to share it with just one friend that you think might like the episode that you enjoyed, all right? So that's the homework for the fans. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.